And he's been battling his foreclosure case for himself, but he's got a distinct advantage. He's a former banker, so he has some ideas as to what's going on. And his whole defense and his situation, by the way, is one with Chase. Okay. His whole defense has been this: I only sign my obligations in blue ink. And since you have not provided me anything, not even a copy of something that I signed in blue ink, then I'm not agreeing that you own anything in terms of an obligation that I signed. That's his whole defense. And for years now, this has been going on. It's been sitting there because they can't provide any document, particularly a note, that was signed in blue ink.
You mean their art departments haven't been busy?
I'll tell you what.
We know they've got art departments.
Well, here's what happened after that. They deposed him. I read this. This was a 200-page deposition where they deposed the homeowner. The bank's attorney deposed the homeowner, okay, because he was being so adamant about the situation. And they tried to trip him up a few times, and what they did is they pulled a certified copy of his mortgage, not a copy, a certified copy of his mortgage as it pertained to this particular loan from the county records, and then they put it next to the copy of the note, and they wanted him to admit that the signature on the note looked like the signature, which was a certified copy of his signature, so it had to be true, off the mortgage. You know what his answer was? Because the copy that you're presenting to me is not in blue ink, I am not going to admit to signing it because I only sign my obligations in blue ink.
You know, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
So guess what happened? They go back to court, the next hearing, and what happened is, after two and a half years, he was at this point in the case, okay, the plaintiff now comes in where it's been their contention all the way up to this point, even after deposing him, okay, that they lost the note. That's why they can't show the original. Yeah, okay. Now this isn't a $100,000 note. This is $1 million plus. So you know what he came back with? I share this because it's relevant to a lot of these people's situations, I'm sure. He came back with this. So when you lost this note, by the way, when did you lose it? That was the first question. Do you have any proof that you ever acquired it in the first place, was the second question. And the third question was, did you report that you lost this $1 million plus note to anybody? Do you have a record of that report? Silence. Absolute silence.
Right. Something of that much value, and they never make a report. Funny thing.
Well, by the way, he was pointing out, see, they didn't know that this particular guy was a former banker, and he knows all this stuff. Okay, he knows what's required. So he later pointed out to him, by the way, you know that there's a requirement that you make a report of those things, and he pointed out who they were supposed to do the reports with. And if they didn't do that, they essentially have no claim.